An Ackworth man who once had a leadership role at a popular Cobb County church has been arrested. Even more concerning, Cobb police have charged him with 4 counts of child molestation for his alleged encounters with a 15-year-old boy who also attends the church. Fox 5's Angelique Proctor has the disturbing story from Cobb County.
Cobb police tell me they arrested Marcus Turner on October 6th of this year. A spokesperson for Worship with Wonders tells me that Turner's leadership role as director of operations ended in December of 2021.
So they say his leadership role ended December 2021, but he wasn't arrested until October of this year, 2023. Okay.
That Jesus is real, that Jesus is alive, that Jesus is working on my behalf.
So Marcus Turner, from First Appearances, he's such a friendly, nice guy.
But Cobb County police have arrested the 32-year-old Worship with Wonders former director of operations and charged him with 4 counts of child molestation for his alleged encounter with a 15-year-old male church member. April.
Oh, I know what y'all thinking. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Here we go again.
April Nelson is a former director of children's ministry for the Growing Church. She says she was flabbergasted by the arrest.
When I saw the mugshot, I didn't even have words. It was almost unbelievable because he is the face of Worship with Wonders. And find out, not only were these children, but little boys.
Now, see, we're going to pause it right here and let you digest what just was said, right? Because you've got this culture, especially in the black church, and this doesn't happen to be a particularly black church. If you've ever been to this congregation, it's kind of non-denominational. It is multi-ethnicities. You know, it is what it is. A lot of these churches down here pride themselves on being modern, right? But this kind of thing is what's happening. And I think what she's alluding to in this particular instance is the hypocrisy of it all. Now, we're going to get further into this video and she's going to elaborate a little bit more, but it doesn't make it any worse or better that you molesting little boys, little girls, but what is happening is you are a pastor.
Ms. Nelson says she and her husband left the church because they didn't agree with what she claims was an anti-LGBTQ message that she says Turner and the pastors espoused.
There it is. The hypocrisy is what she's going after. They're going after it at this angle, let alone that you having relations with a child up in the church that you sitting up in the pulpit over a mic talking about. You out here preaching the gospel of what you shouldn't do, and you doing the very thing that you preaching against. That's what really pisses people off. That's what really turns people off of the church, because you putting all your faith in these individuals on these pulpits, and they are some of the most messed up individuals you could run across. That's why it's your responsibility to have your relationship with your creator set in stone instead of you going out trying to get an opinion from some demon-eared pastor. Look at this dude.
Church leaders Miles and Delana Rutherford released a letter to Fox 5 and the congregation saying they went to police with information about Turner and the alleged victim, who they say are both church members. In their statement, the Rutherfords say they would never tolerate or condone any sexual immoral actions in their church.
Alleged victim. See, that term got my spidey senses tingling, because real talk, either you're saying it happened or it didn't happen. Now, I'm thinking the implications, because they said that they were both members of this church, I'm thinking that they may be going a particular path, which I'm not going to let them slide on this particular subject. Because at the end of the day, you got a 32-year-old dude messing with a 15-year-old child. Full stop.
Nelson, who is a mother of 4, says her attention now has turned to other teens or children who may have encountered suspect Turner.
My concern is that there are more victims. There are more victims. My concern is that there are more predators, because the church is trying to silence this. They're trying to minimize that his role in leadership. They're trying to say he had no assignments of responsibility for these children, and I gave him assignments of responsibility as the children's ministry director.
Worship with
I straight up believe her. I absolutely 100% believe her. She's saying that I know he had direct advocacy over these children because I gave him direct advocacy over these children. This is now about liability. This is now about how much face we're going to put on this thing. This is what kind of a spin we're going to put on this thing. This is how much this church is going to be responsible for. We've seen it before in the Catholic Church. We've seen it before at New Birth. We've seen it before at a couple of other churches down here. All of a sudden, the names changes, the pastor changes, but you still got some nonsense going on up in these houses of worship. To any of you members who go to these churches, this ain't a bash against you. This is about the culture, because this stuff happens far too many times, especially in these mega churches down here. There's just too much of it going down there. But you guys are steady investing your tithes into these organizations. That's a business. And that's why we're talking about this hypocrisy. You're talking about operating a business within this sanction of a 403B, this is a tax entity, a tax-free entity. And you're doing this mess up in it. So yes, come at me. Come on with the smoke. I want to hear it. I want you to defend this. Holler at me.